your rules. Oh, hello. Is someone violating your rules and you get angry at them? Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about how we set up our own rules and how when someone outside of us, somebody, is someone violating your rules and you get angry at them? Boundaries, right? And steps over your boundaries for where, if you do this, I'll get angry. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So this is the fabulous Rita Wood. She's an upper level practitioner. I'm Tammy Magnuson, and we're your brain trainer. So if you want to look us up, just hashtag brain trainer, and you can find more information.
Yes.
So what's first?
Well, Tammy had this great interview with Robert Gene Smith, which he is the creator and the founder of the modality Faster EFT. So we also got to get an idea of what he says about anger. And he says that anger has different aspects, right? There's different avenues. Yep. There's different ways of creating. And what do you think anger is?
It's a chemical it's a chemical release into the body, then all these different things get going, but most people probably say it feels hot, it's a adrenaline rush, it's a it's a fight response.
And I think for me anger is a protection mechanism. Like for me, when I get angry, as brain trainers, we are still training our brains. We're still redirecting. We're still learning to know not what our boundaries are for other people, but what our boundaries for ourselves, what they are. So when I get angry, upset, it's usually because I feel helpless, hopeless, and feelings of no control. So, and that is because my circumstances or I'm having the outside world dictate what I feel inside. And so as brain trainers, I feel like we learn to separate that, right? Mm-hmm. Like nothing out there, like it could be rain, shine, it could be winter, it could be cold, it could be hot. It doesn't matter. Like just because the sun's out doesn't mean I have to get mad or happy or angry, right?
Right.
And so that's kind of what happens in a family unit, right? We always feel like they are doing it to me. They are doing it to me.
Yes. And when we do that, just think about this a second. When we do that, then we are giving away our power for our own emotional ability, our own emotional control inside of our own body, right? So somebody actually can't make you angry. If this is your physical body and those chemicals of anger don't come into your body, then you wouldn't be angry. So unless they're like giving you a bottle of chemicals that are going to actually elicit an angry response, the response is always your choice. And that's what we want for you, because if you have the choice, then you actually have the freedom to either, yes, I need this right now in order to fight for my life or save my child or pick this car up and, whatever you need to do. Or, you know what? I need to use my thinking part of my brain.
Yeah. Is someone violating your rules? So if someone's violating your rules, we probably need to stop and see where we can take responsibility for that rule.
Yeah.
Right. So whatever that rule is, and they said it like this in this tonality, and this is the past, and then 20 years ago, and then 50 years ago, and these 5 people did. So these are your rules that you are expecting another human being to adhere to.
Yeah. And abide by, right? And you know what? We just think that we want you to know that we think you're really worthy. You're not worthy of the kind of trauma that anger does inside of your body. Yeah. And we really want you to be able to hold inner peace. And so that's why we're talking about this. If someone violates your rules, just notice that it's your rule. Is it really a rule that that is worth harming a relationship? And that's a good question.
Yeah. And I think the rules that you've had, the rules you have were for your coping mechanism. So, if you have a rule like you're supposed to text me every 5 minutes, that's not for the person to do it. That's so you can cope with whatever you're dealing with, insecurity, not good enough, no mistrust because some other person violated your trust.
Right.
Now we put it on other people. So we really need to take an inventory of what rules do I expect? I expect them to come home at a certain time, prepare the meal. And then there's the other rules. I did all this. I created all that. I'm. They're taking advantage of me. I mean, guys, the list goes on and we really just need to stop.
Yeah.
Right. And how can we break these are thought processes, these are feelings, these are emotions, these are behaviors, these are actions, and we can show you how to stop them because that's all you have. You only have this moment. You can't change people. You can change how you interpret them. You can change how you process them and judge them. You can change them inside your internal
thoughts.
Representation.
Right.
Thoughts. So do you want to tell them about that one?
Well, yeah, I do. But you made such a powerful point that I really wanted to focus on because, what was it that you said? I just lost it because I looked out at the trees. Okay. I guess we'll talk about that then.
So the way you can break, look, I think for me,
I remember.
Okay, she remembers.
So it's so important for you in that moment when you're starting to feel like I'm going to get angry, somebody's crossing the line, they're violating my rules. So important for you to ask yourself the question, what does it mean about me? Because there's probably a thought that you have about yourself that's actually really making you angry. It's not them. It's what you're thinking about yourself. So when you were talking about like you make up these rules and then you say, because I'm busy and I'm doing all the work so what does that mean about you? Like when I start getting so busy and doing everything, then I start feeling like I'm the doormat or I'm the rug. And then I tell on myself.
This is
I'm
good,
the
guys.
Doormat?
This is good, guys. Right
I'm
here.
the doormat.
Tell on yourself.
Let it go. Let it go. Like, because I'm believing that is what bothers me, is what makes my anger rise. If I don't believe anything negative about myself, then somebody outside of me couldn't influence that inner peace.
Yeah. So we have the stop technique down below, and that's the technique that we use to break. So you have an idea, you have a thought, something happens, right? And then we come from the past, mostly 99%, and we're unconscious. We don't even know that we're doing it. It's all of a sudden you're yelling and throwing stuff and you wake up, you're like, oh, what did I just do? Right. So we want to do that before any of that stuff happens. So that happens, what's the thing? You'll need to learn how to swim before you need it, before you're drowning. So right now is a time for you to learn how to swim, how to survive your own brain, how to redirect your own brain. So when you print out the stop technique, it's what it's doing. It's breaking those neural connections, because two nerves that fire together wire together, and we call that anger and sadness and frustration. So we need to interrupt that. We need to that happens, and we need to not let it go all the way through. And the pattern, that to break the pattern, it has to be higher than your anger. So if you're at a 10 in anger, then you need to be 10 times more excited, more fun, more, I don't know. I did what are they? Up and downs?
Oh, squats.
I did squats. I had to do squats because I had to engage my whole body to come back to here, and the minute I did that, you can really notice your body. You will notice the shifts and the changes of your physiology.
Yeah.
Your body will calm down, your mind will calm down, and then you have a choice. You have the choice to rewrite that story, rewrite that rule. That rule is your rule. It's not your rule for everyone else to have to comply to. You're not being fair. You're not being fair to yourself, and you're not being fair to other people. So if someone violating your rules and you get angry,
If they are, use the stop technique, and we have lots of other resources for you. I know I went out and ran in the snow, took cold showers. Like, I'm just interrupting that pattern because I wanted to be free of it. So like this video, share it with somebody that that is dealing with anger and maybe could really get something out of this. Like, that's your gift to them. And be sure to post below if you got value from this and what you maybe need to reconsider about your own rules. That would be fun to hear. And so click notifications. You can see when we go live next time. And
we have a 5-day challenge.
Right. Our 5-day challenge is coming up. And that's, it's just going to be a really powerful place for you to come in and learn more about yourself and how to and not only just manage. What did you say this morning? Do you want to manage it, or do you want to
transform it?
Transform it.
Yeah, you have an opportunity to transform your thinking and transform your anger. Instead of managing, we've been coping, we've been doing that, but really have the intention to shift it, flip it, and switch it and change it. So,
right. And if you realize that your anger is coming from your past, we just had some posts in our anger management group saying, if we could just let go of the past. And we have an amazing technique for helping you update that memory so it doesn't reuse itself on you and cause those instant flare-ups and lash outs. So that's really powerful for you.
Yep, very good.
All right.